Frame 63 coming hot at you on a wonderful Thursday afternoon. We got a great list of topics coming forward to y'all. Real quick though, remember to like, subscribe, comment. If you want to be on the cast, DM us, email us, all that jazz. Drop it in the comments. We will get back to you. Come on, Gutterball. Don't be lacking. Paul, what's new in your realm? What's up?
What's going on,
What's going
Jack?
on?
Been a good week. Welcome everybody to Gutterball 63. Just want to reiterate what he said. Please like, subscribe, especially comment. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Have you watched more than once? Please subscribe. But yeah, doing pretty good. It's been a good week. How about you, Jack?
More of the same old bullshit, just keeping up on the workout routine, all that good stuff, figuring out place in life, how it be,
It ain't easy. It's a tough road.
It ain't easy being cheesy. It's pretty
Being
difficult.
cheesy.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you want to jump right into Song of the Week?
Oh yeah, great song of the week. Paul, what you got?
So my Song of the Week, and the only reason I've only listened to it really a couple times this week, but the only reason why I'm putting it as my Song of the Week because it was my most played song in June of this summer, according to fucking YouTube Music. And it just reminded me of like, oh, I found some like a different band or a synth pop band that I do like. So there's this band called Choir Boy. They're based out of Utah. They're like an American pop synth band. They really like bring like an 80s early 90s style to like modern music. If check out Choir Boy, but their one song Complainer, I love that song. Everything down to the instrumentals, down to the vocals and everything. Complainer's a really good song because I'm kind of a complainer. So that it kind of I relate to it a bit. It's not for everybody. I mean, it's almost like considered nearly, I would say a lot of females listen to this band more than males, I think, but I'm really into it. And their other song, which isn't really my Song of the Week, but another one you should check out, is called Toxic Eye. That's another really good song. And they have like high production quality on their videos. They're super 80s-esque. It's almost like low quality, high production quality, where like they try so hard to make it look old that it like takes a ton of work, to make it look old. So really enjoyed Complainer by Choir Boy. Check them out if you're looking for something new, more upbeat.
I didn't know anyone other than 12-year-old Japanese girls listen to that, but I'll check it out for sure. I don't know how I feel about it, but my Song of the Week is better than Paul's, and again, we're gonna do Rush. Which
yeah,
Paul claims.
When is there gonna be a Song of the Week where you provide a song that isn't by Rush?
What did I do last week?
You didn't have one last week.
What did I do the week before that?
Rush.
What did I do the week before that one?
Probably Rush.
Your memory is fucked. That is not how it happens. You don't even remember what you ate for breakfast. Shut the fuck up. What'd you eat for breakfast? You don't got enough. See, right
3
there,
eggs.
You do not remember?
3 eggs, a yogurt, 3 raspberries, and 5 carrots.
That's all hearsay, first of all. So that's bullshit. It's Rush, The Enemy Within. It's the greatest song of all time from Grace Under Pressure in 1984. It's awesome. Check it out. Look it up. The lyric goes, it takes a little more persistence to get up and go the distance. And I like that. That gets me workout. That's like, fuck it, I'm going to do another set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It gets me rolling.
Blow out your back.
No. No, I'm better than you. I'm so, you don't even know. I'd be popping off at that bag. I'd be hitting it like a fucking train. You know what I'm saying?
Harder than me.
But yeah, that's just mine. It does take a little more persistence to get up and not be a lazy piece of shit. More and more, I'm like, well, I'm a team player. You got to do shit you don't want to do. But that's the theme of this cast is getting up and doing shit you don't want to do, facing hard realities. What's a really hard reality for a lot of you Republicans out there? Your boy, Mitch McConnell, he's done for. He's a bowl of soup.
Does anybody,
His brains are liquefied.
Do the Republicans even like that guy? That guy seems like a weirdo to me. Have you seen his face?
Have you seen his face? It's all weird. It's all weird and old. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've seen his face. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that right there, his face should tell you the whole story. That guy's a fucking creep.
It's a walking fucking monster right
there. But yeah, so like, what happened to him? Can you go? Didn't he like freeze up? He was like fucking Mr. Roboto. Why don't you kind of show me what was going on?
So to be fair, I haven't heard of Mitch McConnell until I've seen the video. I didn't really care who he was until I saw the video of him at a press conference. Here, I'll do the demonstration best I can. He gets asked a question. Paul, ask me a question. Just ask me about foreign affairs or something. Ask me a political question.
Yeah, political question?
Just ask me something.
What did Saddam Hussein have for lunch today? He's dead.
Right. That's how he acted. This man, his brains are fucking soup. They're boiling in there with the fucking monkey brain and shit.
And this just
bad.
Like the congressional health whoever they have on staff cleared him today to like still like be in office or do whatever his position is. You can shows how much I know about politics and what he does, but it's just like I took one look at that guy and he's in charge of stuff. Put me in that seat. What's going on?
And mind you, my dramatic recreation of that isn't as dramatic as him. He paused for at least 45 seconds in a tizzy. And these are people that lead the world, mind you. This guy is a senator that makes decisions. And then, for fuck's sake, I saw a news outlet where it's like, is it time for Mitch McConnell to retire? It was time for him to retire 20 years ago. This guy's done for. It's honestly shameful and embarrassing. And I'm kind of sick of it. Seems like everyone else is too.
I'm really sick of them just, other than Mitch McConnell, them just propping up these old guys that obviously have health issues and probably shouldn't be in these positions. Sure, is it maybe a one-off fluke? But I've seen that this has happened more than once to Mitch McConnell. And it's like it's happened, like with Biden, we haven't seen what Mitch McConnell's done, but we've seen like the falls and this and that. And I'm not also just blaming on Biden, whatever. I mean, I'm sure... I wouldn't be surprised if we go look up and see that Trump had a fall or something at some point that everybody just forgot about. Like, the shit probably happens. Just people are too goddamn old, and they'll never put a young guy in office. Yeah.
No. Well, have you seen the Biden card that he accidentally revealed? It's like a card that's telling him like how to act and what to do. And mind you, yes, U.S. presidents, of course, they're going to have a card that tells them how to act and what to do. But they don't have a card that tells them to walk in, sit down, shake hands, say thank you, look at camera, smile. They don't need that because they're not retarded. They need cards that are going to give them like bullet points on what to talk about. His card is just Biden, walk to this chair and sit down. Can you do that? No, he can't. He fucks up, dude. He falls and trips. He fell off that bike. His brains are also scrambled. I just can't believe it. It's ridiculous. Our fucking other nations' leaders are making fun of ours every single day.
Oh, 100%. And aside from the old thing and falling and freezing up, whatever, you've seen that recent Ron DeSantis speech where he tries to smile at the end? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Dude, he talks about like he closes it. He's like, and that's what I don't know the exact closing lines or what he says, but for instance, he's like, and that's what I believe America should do. And then there's an odd pause like this, Jack, and the camera pans in and he tries to smile. He's like Terminator in Terminator 2 when he goes to smile, he goes,
yeah,
like not good at all. Like it was so awkward.
That's the fucking demon inside of him that's wearing his skin, trying to force him to smile. It's like trying to pull back the tendons. He's never had that motion before. He's never done that before.
And I guarantee you, their prompter, their card said, "Now at the end, smile." He looked down, saw that the weird pause, and was like. The thing with DeSantis is he's too boring, and I think that's why they're trying to give him personality and making him more appealable. He's just so boring. No one wants him. Unfortunately, this is the big unfortunate thing Trump did to presidency, is he made it too much like a fashion show popularity contest. I know it's always kind of been like that, but he really put the stamp on it, and that's why it's really hard to compete against him, I think, because everybody else just looks boring. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I guess, but he was also the first president. Yeah, I do agree with that statement, but he was the first one to come in there and say how it was. Like say, hey, this is why I'm getting tax breaks. This is why this person's off because of all these things in place. He's the first one to come in there and say, y'all are fucking, this is what's going on and really happening.
Yeah. Do you think,
I love him.
Do you think while we're on the topic here, that kind of rolls into this. Do you think he's going to go to prison now that he's been like officially like mugshot, like indicted and whatever by the state of Georgia, I believe?
He will not set foot in a single prison.
I don't think he will. I think this is going to end up in like a, I feel like they're going to plead guilty, but it's going to be to like way lesser charges, in which involves like a fine and maybe if he has to write an apology letter. If he is pleading not guilty, what I read, I know there's like 19, 20, there's like a bunch of other people that are also being indicted that were like on his team or part of whatever thing was going on there. I don't even know what the fucking indictment's for. Something regarding like voting and fraud or something. He won't go to jail. He won't go to prison. And I think he's just this is just literally gonna boost his popularity in the media. And then like, I think he has a good chance of winning if he doesn't go to prison again.
Yeah. I mean, he can't go to prison because it's going to be really hard to be president from prison. I mean, I'm sure he can do it, but it's going to be very difficult once he gets elected.
Yeah.
He's ordering hits out from the
As
prison.
he
He's in
does,
there lifting weights. I want to see him in there getting fucking lifting weights, just getting
dude.
huge.
You know
He's
what I
even
would like to
oranger when he
see?
comes out.
I would like to see him do the whole oath of office thing on national TV, and then right as he gets done doing it, like on the Bible or whatever they do, they immediately put him in cuffs and drive him right
Close
to
the
prison.
cell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he has like a pimp ass like prison cell that he's in, and he's just getting pumped, and like he just does all the debriefings and everything straight from there. But like that'd be hard. That downside of being president in prison, if that was even a thing, is like, you know, you can't do really any foreign relations, you can't go anywhere, can't take field trips, you know, can't go to McDonald's.
Yeah, that would be, yeah, you can't get McDonald's. He out, dude. If the fucking Trumpster can't get McDonald's. But let's bounce out of politics. That's all we got to say on the matter. You know, all of them are falling apart by the seams. You know how it be though. Same shit, different day. You know, I feel like we hear about it all the time.
What about Oliver Anthony? Have you heard that country song that's went viral, or country-ish song?
No, first of all, I don't listen to country. It's shit garbage. It's all the same thing. My woman, my girl, my country, my truck, and that's what that guy's song is about. And he is just a big, what is he, a ginger? What's the slang for ginger? Gengies? He's a big gingy, and I don't like him.
What's wrong with
Frankly,
that? He has red hair, red beard. Leave him alone.
They don't have souls, Paul. Since the dawn of time, we've been told that.
So here's the deal. I don't really listen to country music either. Obviously, the reason why I'm picking this up is because this is one of the most talked about things lately is, you know, Oliver Anthony's song, Richmond, North of Richmond. If you haven't heard it, I'd be surprised. If you haven't seen a picture of the guy, I'd be surprised. But go check it out on YouTube. It's got like 50 million plus views now, the video. And it's, you know, it's just this, looks like a working class, little chubbier, you know, heavier guy just singing a country song that he made. And of course, he was already on Joe Rogan like this week. I didn't listen to it or watch it. I saw a highlight. And the song itself, I can kind of relate to. The reason why it got so popular, I can totally see, is because it's a lot of the common same tropes we see that's happening around. I mean, it is true. People are, I mean, you got it. It's funny to see people from the left and the right, how they're swinging this. Like how, like, oh, the left side's like kind of like, oh, he's making fun of fat people and people on welfare, and it's not really. He's just kind of like telling it like it is, and it wouldn't be as popular as it is if he wasn't telling it like it is. And he kind of is. Do I like the song? Not really. Do I like the message it's trying to send? Yes, I would agree with, you know, most of the messages he's saying. Is some of it exaggerated? Yes. Like any song that has emotion poured into it or any story, it's exaggerated. I mean, but what he struck is a chord in a lot of Americans. I think they kind of feel the same way. Is that like the rich people are just preying on the poor people and making, you know, middle-class people poorer, and middle-class people are always just being stepped on, and all types of shit. There's all types of messages in that song. Taking away from it, once I heard him speak, getting interviewed, all this stuff, seems like a very humble guy. He honestly did not expect this song to go viral by any means. He seems to be taking it though, like, very well. I'm interested to see kind of where he goes with this. I'm sure he's gonna hopefully use it for good. What are your thoughts out there, listeners? Put in the comments below. What did you think of Oliver Anthony's song? Jackson, have you heard it? Do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't listen to industry plants. This guy was literally grown in a lab 6 months ago and brought, and this is the first thing he's ever done. He has no experience with life except for making that song. He's not even a real fucking person. But I'm really I don't know. I just don't care about the message he's saying. And honestly, if he was making fun of fat people and gay people, fine. Make fun of them.
No. I don't think he mentioned gay people. Maybe I'm wrong. It was literally just, there's a line in it.
He had a line where he's like,
did he?
Well, you trans don't wear your clothes in my school. I don't know. It wasn't like that. It was a little more smoother than that.
Okay.
But mind you, I don't care. If he was making fun of him, so what? Make fun of him. People need to be made fun of more. And you forget the point of country and rap music. It's to offend you. That's the whole point. That's what country always was. Is my country and fuck you. I'll do what I want. So I particularly don't care. But I think his message has been told to us in about 10,000 other songs that are way better than his shit song with the guitar and the dogs behind him, and I don't want to hear it, frankly. Like I said right before, it's my country, my woman, my car. You know, that's it. That's all country people sing about. I don't think there's a whole lot of talent in there, except for that. But yeah, that's all I got to say on the dude. You know, great for him though. I'm glad that he blew up like that. If he wasn't an industry plant, you know, then just throw him in there. But yeah, I just don't care. There's better music out there. Don't listen to it.
No, 100%. What have you?
You know what's cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what's also really cool? Suicide Boys' new music video is like 2 songs below theirs on YouTube. It's like trending top like 10 of music, which is fucking insane, dude. like of all time of the world, dude. That's crazy.
Which is
So it's cool
interesting
you
to
can
me.
scroll and see his with 56,000 million views, and Suicide Boys right below it with like 10 million views
You
or
know,
whatever.
what's funny, Jack? I always thought the Suicide Boys were going to continue to blow up when I was into them, very early, like since before, like even Paris,
Remember you
kind of.
showed me them. It
And
was right. I remember you showed me them during Members of a Gorilla. That's when Radical Suicide came out.
yeah,
2016 is when
I'm very. I have to say they proved me wrong. I really thought they were going to fall off hard,
Mhm.
especially around like their first album. I think it's "I Don't Want to Die in New Orleans" or something like that, or "I Want to Die in New Orleans."
Masterpiece.
Um, I thought that album was pretty mid. And I honestly, I mean, like there were some good songs on it. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think the whole album was good. And I thought they were going to kind of fall off after that. But no, they've come back, and there's some new stuff of theirs I do really like. Now, have I caught up on the stuff that's come out recently? No. I'm about as up to date as the Mob Deep stuff, and that's about it. The Mob Deep kind of esque
Oh, Yin
stuff.
Yang.
Yeah,
That's not really mob. That's more like Dirty South, but
whatever.
um, in my opinion. But I think you'd really like some of the newer stuff. Their newest out. There's a couple. It's a hit and miss. I'm gonna be real. And then one album they released was shit. But they honestly never went down after "I'd Want to Die in New Orleans." "I Want to Die in New Orleans." They just continued to go up and up and up. And I don't think there's any real end to their plateau. I mean, for fuck's sake, 5 years ago they couldn't even sell out the fucking 2,000 people venues, but now they're headlining at the Target Center, and that's gonna fucking sell out. It's like damn near about sold out, and all these other venues. Red Rock sold out, all that. It's crazy to see how much. It's nothing short of a miracle, and honestly, they deserve it because they remain very consistent with their stuff. And the big thing that I see from them, too, is they're keeping the old fans in check, especially with releasing that Yin Yang tape. Oh, I love those, and a lot of people hate it, but man, those are some of those their best work,
I
honestly, in
I
my
like the
opinion.
Yin Yang tapes.
All of them are fantastic. I'm not. I don't particularly like the auto tune because I do like their regular voices, but it works. And we can talk about Suicide Boys and why they're the greatest underground for all day because there's so much. And whether or not you don't like the old shit, you know that the old stuff, or excuse me, you don't like the old stuff's banging. Sesh, his Bones, new stuff has been lacking. I'm not a huge fan of it. I just listened to his new album. Can't remember what it was called, like Misery or something, but it wasn't that great.
It's hit or miss, but I really like, I don't know. I like Suicide Boys. I respect they're still going. I'm glad they proved me wrong. Good for them. Do I really want to go see them at the Target Field? Yes. Am I in Norway? Yeah. So unfortunately I can't go, but I bet you it's going to be a really good show, man. They have a lot of good artists on that
City
lineup.
Morgue, Ghostman, Ramirez, some fucking fag named Cemetery. I don't want to see that person. That'll be I'll roll up while he's fucking done with this set. But other than that, it'd be sick as hell. I think Freddie Dredd might be there. I don't know if he's gonna be at that show, but either way.
Jack, I got a question for you. So I took communication training at work today. It was free. Yesterday they were like, "Hey everybody," they sent like a mass email or announcement, was like, "We had some people drop out of this free training tomorrow. Sign up if you want." And basically I was like, I don't have a lot on my schedule tomorrow other than just like, some tasks that was going to knock out IT project stuff. But I was like, "Oh, I could just fit in a training. It'd be good for me." So I signed up for it. I'm glad I did. Was I nervous? Yeah, because I had to like present in front of talk like record myself and whatever during the training. It was literally like with like probably 15 other people led by one person at work. And it was communication and like just communication training. Because I always feel like stuff like that would be really helpful for an aspiring IT manager such as myself. Like I want to be in IT management. Having good communication skills is one of those things. Obviously, this podcast really helps with that too. It's soft skills. And that made me think, like, who in your mind do you think is a master communicator? Like somebody it can be somebody it can be a celebrity, it can be somebody you're a fan of that's just really good at speaking and you enjoy hearing them speak, and they're really good at asking the right questions and navigating, maybe even difficult territory or kind of like touchy subjects. Do you have anybody that comes to mind?
I got two right off the bat, and I'm gonna try to think of one I know personally, and I could probably find one, but I'm gonna go. And these people, I think, have the gift of gab. Gift of gab is, I think, kind of what I describe it as is like you're able to make everyone feel at ease really easily, and you're very talkable.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon and Theo Vaughn. Those are the two people I think have the greatest gift of gab. They know what to say, what not to say. I think Theo Vaughn always goes more towards the comedic
Oh yeah, he tries to make
responses
you
and
laugh.
questions. Yeah, and then and Tim Dillon also does that, but he, I think, provides a certain level more inquisitive and a joke in there versus Theo just kind of make it a joke. But both of those guys, I think they talk really well, especially with Theo Vaughn on his podcast this past weekend. He has I think he'd probably have brought on about 8 different tradesmen, like garbage men, morticians, coordinator workers, female trucker. That's a
Plumber.
really good episode.
I watched a
Plumber's
female
good.
trucker yesterday.
That's one of my favorite episodes. I'd watched that like 3 times. I love the way Ginger talks. It's a good episode. But yeah, I think that'd be mine. Paul, you go into yours. I'm gonna try to think of someone I know personally.
So the first
who
one I'm gonna
would
bring up
go
is
on.
somebody I do know personally. Our brother Joe. Our older brother Joe, who
Yeah.
you guys have seen on the podcast twice now, he's a great communicator, man. He's great at telling stories. He's on the radio, so obviously he's really good at talking. He's really good at emphasizing. He's good at those. He's good at his pace and rate of speaking, where he doesn't talk too fast, but he also doesn't talk too slow, and he takes time to pause and think when he needs to. And that to me is like really impressive. Like he's always impressed me with the way he speaks. When he comes on here, he blows us out of the water. I'm like, God damn, he makes us look bad. But Joe,
Speak for yourself, Doc.
Joe, 100%.
Doc, great. God damn. Just dunk on me.
And the only other person I'll say that's a celebrity that comes to mind, it's, I know, super cliche, it's Joe Rogan. Like, if you go watch some of his casts back in the day where he would purposely, and he still does this, just not as much, have people on that have opposing opinions to him, and he would let them state their side, and he'll get not in an argument, but he'll go back and forth with them, but he's really good at just emotional control, which I think, to me, is the hardest thing in communicating, is emotion control. When things start to get heated, is to not let emotions overtake the conversation in like what you're going to say. Like to me, like that's one thing I struggle with, I think, like when things get tense, and he's really good at just calming things down or just not taking the conversation seriously almost, even though he is. And then I will agree with you on Theo Vaughn. I have not really watched Tim Dillon. I do not know much about him. But I would totally agree with your Theo Vaughn pick.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got one person. It's just one guy I worked at that Target for a while. He's gone now. His name was Teddy, short Korean dude. Very had the gift of gab, very out there. Like I'm talking like 5'6" short Korean, one of those small motherfuckers. But he's good shit. He's
Pick
really
him up,
cool.
put him in your pocket.
You probably could, yeah. Like he would always come up and like fake shadow box me, and it took me all my might not to just swing over with the right, and that'd be it. I honestly think I'd kill him. I think I'd kill him. Paul, anything else on that topic, or can I swap?
No, you can swap it. I was just kind of curious of your take. But
No,
that's a good one.
That's a good topic. Definitely master communicator. Soon we will become master communicators.
I think we slowly are. I mean, if you go back and watch our first cast, we've already gotten a lot better. But
dude, even in my public life, I find myself asking questions that I would want to say on the podcast to people. I'm very inquisitive. Like if you talk to me about something, especially if it's like something your hobby or like your new video game you're playing, I'm like, well, tell me like 20 things about that. What you got? But no, it definitely helps. I'm gonna jump in, ladies and gentlemen, to a conspiracy theory. We didn't have one last week. I think we had one the week before. Who knows? Paul definitely doesn't remember because he didn't remember anything. It's just like you don't remember when I did Rush last either. So shut the fuck up.
Fuck off.
We're doing conspiracy theories, y'all. I got a really spicy one for you. I want to do this now so I can take off this goddamn ski mask. It's terrible, but I figured I'd dress the part as I don't know, like an infidel or some shit. Here it is. It is as follows. It's a long one. It's a little long. I actually typed this out. It took
this
about
one
like
better
35,
not be
40 minutes.
ridiculous.
They're all ridiculous, Paul.
Go.
This one's fucking ridiculous. All right. My conspiracy theory this week is there are no more nuclear warheads. Nuclear weapons do not exist. They're gone. Now, let me get right into it. First Lieutenant of the U.S. Air Force Robert Salas was stationed at Maleshorn Air Force Base in Montana, March 1967. He was trained in duties and had operation including overseeing the Minuteman I intercontinental ballistic missiles. He had control over 10 Minuteman nuclear missiles, direct control. On March 24th, 1967, in the evening, while his commander was on a scheduled break, he receives the first of 2 phone calls. The first phone call was to report unidentified lighted objects over the facility, aliens hovering above the nuclear silo, glowing red lights. They did not attack. They just sat there. And then they shut down the base. Everything is powered down. It all goes down. They're like, what the fuck? He calls up. He's like, what's going on up there? He calls to his base because he's like 60 feet underground in a concrete bunker. He's like, what's going on down there? All their systems are down. He's like, there's this glowing red light and it just shut down everything and then it disappears. It's gone. It disappears. They didn't attack or anything like that. They just shut them down. All 10 nuclear tipped ICBMs were shut down. And this doesn't just happen. These weapons have triple redundancy, fail-safe backups. Like, one system goes down, they got another one. That system, another one. That system, another one. That system, another one. Because they're nuclear weapons. They can't just go down. We need to have them online 24/7 because we don't know when we're going to need to use them. You know what I mean? So basically, this glowing red saucer appears over the base, shuts down the nuclear weapon, and he has stated that over a span of 25 years, that all 10 of his ICBMs became inoperable, and that 8 days earlier, on March 16th, before that, a similar incident occurred at another missile launch control facility, reported to happen multiple times, not just to our missiles. In Brentwater's UK, it has happened. In Russia, it has happened. But you wonder, like, why don't we hear about this? Because no country or world power wants to go around saying that all our nuclear missiles are shut down. That's the last fucking thing they want to do. You know what I mean? You're not going to hear about it. So let's go into the second case of this happening. Bob Dean was a U.S. Army command sergeant, and he worked at NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, headquartered from 1963 to 1967. And Pete Peterson, he's also a UFO
I thought you were about
insider.
to say Pete Davidson, then he would have lost
No,
me.
fuck that. Pete Peterson is a fuck name. That guy got dunked on, honestly.
Yeah.
Pete, like that's bad. His parents fucked him. Either they're both UFO insiders who claim that in the year 1990, so they're going a little different. They claim in the year 1990, all nuclear weapons were destroyed by UFOs in the US and in the USSR. They were melted down and they would just sputter on the ground and nothing would happen if they tried to use them. Wouldn't fly in a straight path, and it just didn't work. All this they claimed to happen in 1990. And Pete Peterson, I couldn't find a lot about. That man is a ghost in the wind a little bit. He is a UFO insider.
Name like that, I'd hope so.
He was a former like U.S. Army, I think just a commander or some shit. But Bob Dean is very credible. He was an Army sergeant major. He worked at NATO. Like, this guy's legit. He came out years later saying in 1990 all of them were shut down. And right around this time that this guy comes out and says that all these were shut down,
yeah, why didn't they just turn him back on?
They were melted. The nuclear warheads inside were melted down, and they just fucking gone. Like, they wouldn't work. Damn. And right around this time in 1990 were when the crop circles came up. Paul, you're familiar with crop circles. It's the whole alien, they go into cornfields and draw a message, like a big dick or some shit. So that started happening. I'm pretty sure they did that at one point. So that started happening coincidentally right around this time. And there's one case of it that I find really, really interesting, and it didn't happen in a crop circle. It happened in the desert in Oregon. So you can look this up for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Just look up real quick. Paul, it should be good for you. Just look up NBC Oregon crop circles news video 1990. You'll find it. It's not hard. It should be like the third option down on YouTube, like to watch. But essentially, these crop circles appeared over Idaho. The National Guard doing a routine reconnaissance missions over Oregon. The F-4 jets spotted and took photographs of a huge carving in the desert, over 1,000 feet across, about a quarter mile. From point to point, I should go back. About 1,000 feet across, and it's a quarter mile wide. Now, it is this symbol. It's kind of hard to describe. Y'all really should look it up because it's easier to describe. It's called the yantra. It's a symbol from Hindu. And this huge crop circle formation is exactly perfect in each one of its degrees and each one of its rings, and each like line is perfectly a same amount of degrees apart, which is very fucking weird. All the trenches are 4 feet deep. Symmetrically, it's perfect. It's time consuming. It would have taken days to do. There are no tire marks, no tractor marks, no footprints. The design is religious in its origin. It's Hindu. It's called the yantra symbol. And the yantra symbol aids in meditation. It literally means curb, bind, or influence. The origins of the universe, the creator. It shows the geometric nature of how everything unfolds. This is what the Hindus interpret the symbol, which was appeared in that crop circle. It is to repel evil spirits and keep you safe and elevate you spiritually. Now, some people say that this was a symbolic mark from the ETs, saying that it will make sure we stay on our projected path of utopia and we will not divert. And this is like how do I say this? Shown to us in over 35 different religious texts around the world that we are promised this utopia, this like just fucking utopia, essentially heaven. We've been promised that, and it's essentially UFOs saying we're gonna make sure you stay on the right track and not use these nuclear weapons to destroy everybody. Now, Paul, you might ask, why would aliens do this? Why do they care that we're detonating nuclear weapons? Well, because when we explode nuclear weapons, it acts as a beak. I can't even take any of this seriously. This is horrible. This is all real, by the way. When we explode nuclear weapons, it acts as a beacon to a number of ET races in our area. Right now, there are hot ET girls in your area. Look it up. They're all over. The energy that is exerted when these explosion occurs sends feedback through space-time. All stars, all planets, all universes are connected through electromagnetic filaments, which is dubbed by most scientists as the cosmic web, essentially a giant spider web through galaxies that keep them connected. And when a nuclear weapon is detonated, it sends a feedback through this cosmic web that disrupts its flow, and it's a problem to the aliens because that's how they travel and communicate. People think aliens are from space. They're not. They're interdimensional. They've always been interdimensional. So when we detonate a nuke, it fucks up their pathways and they can't travel and shit. And also, when we do that, it lets them know that we can totally fuck them up if we needed to. Because I'm going to be real. I don't care how tough this alien is. If we drop a nuclear missile on its ass, it's going down. You know what I mean? Like everything else is futile. Those regular missiles, those bullets, they ain't doing nothing. But nuclear fucking missiles and shit that can literally destroy cities and states, like that's a problem to them. So that's why they came over, shut them down, made sure we're not tough enough to use this shit. And of course, we would never know about it because why would we know about it? So that's my theory for today is there are no more nuclear missiles. They're all gone. Disappeared.
What were those earlier dates in there you mentioned? Like when the guy noticed them melt or whatever? What year was that?
March 24th, 1967.
So this was after we dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki then.
Correct. This is after the Trinity test.
Did they get pissed off when we did that? Is there any thing related to
that you can directly track the sightings of UFOs within the couple months of us dropping the Trinity bomb. Look it up. It's fact. It just goes up and up. I mean, you could talk about the Washington Lights that happened in 1950, but yes, the dropping nuclear missiles is when the UFOs are like, yo, what's going on with y'all? What's going on over there? Monkeys, what are you doing over there?
I've never heard this one. Does this conspiracy theory have a name?
I don't know. I just call it, there's no more nuclear missiles. They're all gone.
Like nukes are fake. Nukes are gone.
Nukes are gone. They've been melted down. They're inert, radioactively inert. And you know what? It's not such a bad thing, because when you think about it, it's like think about paranoia. Paranoia is you think the universe is out to get you, but think about pronoia, that the universe is actively trying to help you. And it's going to give you a guiding hand, and where you end up is where you're supposed to be. And honestly, I'm not saying I believe it. Obviously, all this fucking nonsense. But I mean, these guys saying it are pretty credible. Robert Salas, I mean, that guy they trusted him enough to launch these Minutemen ballistic missiles. They trusted him enough to do that. And when he tells you to shut down, they're probably shut down. But if it is true, then you kind of don't have to worry about nuclear war. And honestly, I've never really worried about nuclear war. Actually, that was in the news recently that, nuclear war is in the horizon. I'm like, is it? Y'all don't even have nukes. Show me a nuke. Honestly, what they need to do to prove to me that they can, drop a nuke. Not on anybody, just drop in the desert again. They've done that.
Dude,
drop in the water.
Yeah, I mean, even if we did have nukes, I'm not worried about a nuclear war. Like, every nation has, safeguards in place for that not to happen. I mean, think about it. What was that one? Was it during the Cold War when those I think it was a Russian submarine or a Soviet submarine, they had nukes on board, and they actually lost communication with land, and they had thought that they were at nuclear war, and so they were literally about to fire a warhead. I can't remember where. Some country. Yeah. And the third guy that wasn't even supposed to be on the submarine that day, that had one of the keys or to do the thing, said no. And if he wouldn't have said no, that how that could have changed history if that nuke was fired at wherever it was.
Are you talking about the time when the fake dots appeared on the map? Because
they thought
it happened 13 times after that. Again, the same situation. So essentially what happened is they have these maps where they shows the dots. Is like if these turn red, that
Radar
means nuclear missiles.
or
Radar,
something.
yeah, radar. This is nuclear
Wasn't it
missiles,
clouds or
and
something that
it
caused
was
it, or birds?
I don't know what it was, but all I know is it happened multiple times. But essentially, the guy said, "I'm not going to send the nukes, and hopefully this is faulty." And 10 minutes later, it appears, "Oh, this is faulty." So he essentially prevented um World War III or whatever the fuck it would be. And also that happened right around the Trinity test as well. In the UK, we had to go down there. I can't remember what it was called. Operation or like Alliance Treaty or some shit. We had to go down there to UK, and it's another conspiracy theory, and essentially say these are UFOs. It's not us flying around here because United UK was about to start launching nukes because of all the UFOs around there. But you know, crazy, crazy shit.
Damn, man, thanks for sharing that. I haven't heard that one. It's interesting. Do I believe it? No,
Oh, I
but it was
believe
a
it
really good
100%.
one.
I just have to say I don't believe it until I make a bunch of money. Then I can believe all the nonsense I want. You know what I mean? Like Kanye. Kanye believed all that before it. He just couldn't say it until he was rich. You know what I mean? So I got to get to a certain level of rich, and then I can go crazy. I can't wait. I'm gonna go nuts like Alex Jones, dude. I'm gonna be throwing out accusations left and right. Problem is, I can't do it now because I don't have a career.
You know,
but
I think we talked
it'll be
about the
coming.
Kanye stuff when that happened on the cast, but I do have to stay. I still believe the conspiracy theory that all the times he said all that bad shit, you know how he's wearing a ski mask? I
He's
feel
replaced.
no, I don't think he was replaced. I think he had an earpiece in his ear and that they were telling him what to say to not kill Kim and his kids. Like they had him
Yeah.
hostage and they were just telling him to
Yep.
say all this horrible stuff. I think I know it's
That's
so
what,
far fetched, but it's such a funny conspiracy
dude.
theory.
That's what Jeffree Star said. That trans model
Oh yeah,
that does like
makeup stuff.
and all that shit. Yeah, you know who she is. She kind of looks like a giraffe. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, Destiny
That's
likes
not
her.
because she's trans. She looks like a giraffe. No, I like her. She's all right. But she came out and she's not in the spotlight a lot because she said she was so scared of Hollywood and that the Illuminati is real. She basically came out and went crazy. She's like, the Illuminati is real. They've tried to recruit me. They've tried to kill me. They've got Kanye. Kanye isn't the same. And it's really weird because it's like,
Oh,
why
I
is
remember
Jeffree
that. Yeah.
Star doing this? And she doesn't have a history of like schizophrenia or
Yeah.
something. She's just a trans girl, like doing her thing. And that I always thought was weird, where she's like, Kanye isn't even real, and the Illuminati is like fucking killing people and shit. I'd believe it, but
There's
it's
a
very interesting stuff.
I never understood the makeup that Jeffree Star does. Like it's so over the top. Also, there's one a
She's a
gal
drag queen.
named Trixie that does the drag queen stuff now.
Oh,
She
okay.
partnered with uh Teddy Fresh or Gila or whatever.
Yeah, can we talk about drag queen and Pride Month and Pride event coming up this upcoming weekend in Duluth and Superior
Sure, go
real
ahead.
quick?
Talk about it. Yeah.
I got to talk about my issues with it, my problems. First of all, Target asked me if I wanted to come and volunteer at the booth, and I said, I am gay, but I don't support the alphabet people, and they got pretty upset about that. The alphabet people being the LGBTQs. I got that
Yeah.
from Dick Masterson, and I
Yeah,
really do
Dick
like that one.
Masterson's funny.
Yeah, alphabet people. I don't fuck with that. But no. I'm not going to do that. But they had like a little Pride thing where they're like, "Oh, this is what's happening at Pride. Here's the event schedule." And one of the most angry thing, I was never even madder. I honestly debated just ripping the poster down because it generally pissed me off. At the bottom, it said drag show, all ages. There is never a situation where a drag show should be all ages. Are you fucking nuts? What the fuck is wrong with you people? I just couldn't believe it, dude. It made me mad. And I couldn't even say anything about it, or else I'm a bigot. And I honestly probably would have gotten fired.
The
But
moment that stuff starts affecting kids is the
it's a
moment
problem.
where it crosses the line. Yep.
Yes, because it doesn't matter. It's fine. People who dress up in drag and trans, well, trans people are a little different. People who dress up in drag are doing it because they have a sexual proclivity to do it. And there is no reason why that should be involved in kids in any scenario ever, period. It should be in 21 plus clubs or 18 plus clubs. That's it. And that's where it should be done, or behind your bedroom. No kid should ever see a man in drag ever because, again, all of them are doing it because it's some kind of sexual thing, gratification they get out of it. And it's just really disturbing to me that we're letting the kids come to a drag show, which is absurd.
And
And
I
and
go
people
ahead.
wonder why these fucking guys go up and shoot it up. And I'm not saying I defend them, but they're doing it because they really, really think that this is a problem. And I agree. I think it's a problem. Does that mean you can go and shoot people over it? No, you can't do that. But there's a fucking reason why. And it just needs to stop. The ball needs to stop.
Yeah.
We just need to do a flip flop. You know.
So I agree with you, but I would like to ask you, because you know more about this than I am. What is their excuse when they're told that this isn't okay? What other than like, because you say it's a sexual thing, right? Like the reason why they're dressing up in drag. What is their do they admit it's a sexual thing, or do they have some other reason as to why they think it's important for kids to see this, or
they'll never. No drag king will admit that it's a sexual thing. Especially, I mean, most won't, especially when they're
just
trying
like
to
furries, how they won't admit that it's sexual.
Yeah. It is a total sexual thing, dog.
Yeah.
It totally is, and that's fine. That's not bad. No one cares if you want to do that.
If you want to dress up like an animal and fuck each other, cool. Just don't involve real animals. You know?
Yeah. Real. Yeah. Anyway. So, what was your question again? Sorry, I lost your train of thought. Pretty much, what's the reason? Yeah.
What is their reason when they?
Them, I think it's kind of like saying, "Hey, we're showing that it's okay to be like this, that you can do this, that you can be accepted, and that's all fine and dandy, sir. But sexuality shouldn't be taught until you're 18. How about that? Problem solved." Actually, no, that's a lie. You need to know how to properly use fucking contraception and all that shit. That's very important. I think 16 is a great age for kids to learn about that, but that's the extent. I don't think they should teach about
I think freshman year of high school, 14 to 15 is perfect.
Is it even bad? Kids are, yeah.
But I was taught like in middle school, like just basic.
It's not elementary.
Yeah, well, elementary is more so they focus on the puberty aspect. They don't. They do focus on sexuality because it's tied into the puberty aspect,
just a little bit, but
important.
Not really.
That's important. But I agree, the more stuff should happen towards the end of middle school. But then even then, like, it's fucked up. I know kids in middle school that got pregnant, like girls I went to school with. So
that's also you gotta lend the hand to the parent. How about the parents just teach it? You should keep the state out of it. Problem solved. You know, and I think you would see more teen pregnancies, yeah, but maybe you just start having better fucking parents. But yeah, I really just don't want to see the over sexualization of kids or anything like that. It's frankly embarrassing. And hold on one second.
I was wondering when it was gonna happen.
Jesus fucking Christ!
We're gonna go the whole cast.
I was, but this looks ridiculous. Look at me, I look fucking pretty. But yeah, you know, stop with all that nonsense, and that's the reason why I will not be attending Pride. And if I do, it will be from the top of a bell tower. I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding.
Whoa! Yeah. Whoa!
Hey, you connected the dots, dog. I just said I'd go up on the
bell
top
tower. Of bell tower in Minecraft.
What I'm gonna do up there? You filled in the gaps. Your mind's more fucked than mine. I never said anything. I'm just gonna go up there and smoke a joint. What are you talking about?
You're up there and just watching them.
I'm definitely not gonna do anything. I'm definitely not gonna shoot 6 shots from a semi-automatic rifle in the span of 2 fucking seconds. That's not gonna happen. No way.
The joint's hanging out of your mouth. You bring it the scope up to your eye. That's so fucked up.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. I actually really am, because this is how they got Josh Pilote, Paul. This is how they got my boy. So I really have to say, in Minecraft, this does not happen. This is not real. Or whatever the fuck his last name is.
They got Josh. Oh man, why Pilault? Yes, I really want Josh Pilault on this cast. Ladies and gentlemen listening, look up Josh Pilault. Pillault. He was the guy years ago that literally went to prison for telling somebody to kill themselves in Minecraft, like over text, not even voice, like typed it in, like you should kill yourself. He was like raided by the cops, and don't get me wrong, he had some like other criminal history that wasn't related to violence. It was more so related to like drug use that led to this. But he literally told a kid that was like 13 to kill himself in RuneScape. The kid reported it, and he ended up literally going to prison for like, it was like 5 years, 6 years. It was something like a decent chunk of time.
To be fair, he did lead the message after he said kill yourself. 2 messages later, he said it's called sarcasm. And also, he did violate his parole and go back. He didn't need to do that. He shouldn't have gone out and done drugs. That's his own damn fault. Yeah. He would have gotten, he was in for 2, went out and did drugs.
I think he got out early on 2, and then went out.
He did.
And then just kept breaking rules.
So honestly, as far as I'm concerned, his sentence was 2 years. He's just a dumbass. Don't smoke weed while you're on probation, you fucking moron. Yeah. But it was fucked up. He went to jail at all. I'm not agreeing it. He's the RuneScape.
I would love to have him on the cast. Because he's a great he's a decent communicator, and also he has a lot of good stories, and I love RuneScape, and we could really relate on that. So
yeah, you could. You guys can girl out on RuneScape, and I'll just sit here in the corner.
Hell yeah. So I know we're like a week or 2 late on this, but we forgot to cover it. India landed spacecraft on the moon. So the first thing I want to start out with is like, that shit looked fake as fuck. And if you're going to lie about it, at least try to make something look as good as we did when we lied. Okay? Because that's bullshit. Did you see that fucking 3D rendering? That thing looked like a fucking yellow traffic cone on top of a piece of cardboard shot at a weird angle. That shit's fake. India did not make it to the South Pole. Okay. That shit looked like I rendered it on fucking Windows 98 or something, dude.
They go to the moon but have trash on their streets.
I'm pretty sure that was a screenshot from Kerbal Space Program, the video game on computer where you build spaceships and go to the moon.
Bro, it looks like shit. I had more topics on it a week ago, or more trash to talk about India, but my friend who is Indian, who's from India, says it is a complete dumpster hole and you really shouldn't go there, but they're landing moon. Yeah, honestly, if you're gonna lie about it, it was easy to lie about in the 60s because we didn't have any point of reference. It just looked awesome. You know what I mean? There's no point of reference. There's no like CGI or none of that. But I honestly, yeah, they probably went to the moon. But dog, we went there in the 60s. So what is that? 80 years, 70 years, however long ago, whenever we went to the moon. So you got a lot of catching up to do. I mean, we've already got the colonies on there and the Nazis, like, you know, like. You ain't doing much. Also, what's on the moon? Stop going to the moon. There's shit in the ocean. Let's go to the ocean. What is there on the moon? Have you found anything cool? Do we get anything from the moon? What's up there? What's in space that we need? I refuse to believe there's any resource in space that we need. India, for God's sakes, I can't. Your people are living in slums. I imagine all the people.
Their population is so high. They have like the densest population of any country, I think.
They don't have condoms, and also, again, poor people love having kids, so that's just a fucking recipe for disaster. I can imagine them waiting in line for a slice of fucking bread, and meanwhile they got the fucking, you know, spacecraft going up, all the, you know, shooting up, and they're like, that's where all the money went. That's pretty cool. How does that help your people? They honestly should be fucking embarrassed. I can't believe there's a space program.
Yeah, you know, their culture has a really big emphasis on family and getting married, and even arranged marriage, I think, is still pretty popular there. I mean, there's a lady that works at my company that told me her marriage was arranged, like her husband that she's been married to for years, because she's from India and she lives here now.
Can't imagine.
But she seems like she's like the sweetest person. She's a super nice lady. But that being said, is like, if it wasn't so ingrained into their culture, it's like you think at that point, not to be like China, like you should do this, whatever, but like you gotta cut back on how many kids, like the population's getting insane, dude. Like it's insane.
It's insane for their area. It's not insane for the rest of the world. If it was evenly distributed, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it's not even distributed, and you just get, you know, these kids are getting born into poverty and shit. I think it might have been, no, it wasn't India. But have you seen that video of those? Maybe it was India. There's these two guys that jump on a giant boat rudder, like a cruise liner boat rudder that sits out of the water. You know, they're huge. You know, and then right below it's the motor. They sat on that and hitched a ride for like fucking 10 days on the back of that, and they were rescued because they were dying underneath the ship, just hanging out, dude, because they were trying to escape. It might have been India, dude. Pretty sure it was. And you know what the ironic part is? They got sent. I think they got sent to Siberia or some shit, and they're like, send us back to India. We don't want to go to Siberia. They were trying to go to the United States. They're like, let's go back. We want to go back. And they sent them back because they really didn't want to be there. So, but that was pretty fucked up.
Well,
yeah,
shit, I wouldn't have let him leave, stay there either, right?
No, you can't, dude. If you don't have a passport, you can't just go different places. They'll send you right back. That's not how shit works, you know. But yeah, I know I had funnier talking points and more mean shit to say about India, but that's all I got right now.
We don't have to be mean to them, but I just like, it's just funny to shit on how garbage their photos look. Like, that looked so fucking fake.
I could shit on them, bro. Come on. Everyone else has been to the moon back and forth like 12 times by the time they made it one.
Actually, I think only 6 countries have. Or no, they're the 4th country ever to make it to the moon. There's only 3 other countries that have. United States, China, Russia, and now India.
I see. I remember we just gave them some nuclear missiles about a year ago.
That's the thing that like, I know the whole landing on the moon thing's like the biggest, probably the most popular conspiracy theory, whether it's real or fake. I do think we went there, but I also find it sometimes very hard to believe that when we haven't really had another manned mission since a very long time ago, and there's just no point in going there now, and it's very expensive.
especially with the mysterious debriefing and the press conference after it. Watch that. It's very weird the way they talk and how that after they got back, they were put in isolation for 2 weeks. And just watch that press conference. It's really, really weird how they talk about certain events that happened. I honestly don't believe the footage that we've seen is real. Do I think we've been to the moon? Absolutely. I think we have, but that footage is not real. I think it was doctored. And obviously, why not? Because it was in the middle of the Cold War. We needed a win, right? Wasn't it the Cold War, if I'm retarded or
Yeah,
not?
yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah.
around there. It was like the
It was,
space race.
yeah, we just needed something to get the edge up and show that we're doing this. And we just happen to have the best film director, Stanley Kubrick of all time, to film it for us. And we can make it look real. Have you seen the China doing all these fake disaster relief videos and shit, Paul?
No.
So there's this really good YouTuber who's blowing up like huge. Like I saw him gain like 1 million subscribers in a week because I love this guy. He's called China Insider with Zhao Young or some shit. Look him up. He's breaking down why China is a piece of shit. Nah, not really, but no, he really is,
Is he
dude.
from
And
China?
he's like, yes, I believe he is. But he's really showing what's going on in there, and it's fucked. Apparently, there's huge flooding in Beijing and stuff, and lots of people are dying. But China is doing these fake disaster reliefs where they'll have a photo shoot of people pretending to get pulled out of water, but they're not saving anybody, and thousands have died. Like you can look it up. There's behind the scenes of these fake disaster relief where they're pretending to save people. Like we have FEMA, they don't have any of that. Lots of flooding going on down there. The market, the money market is crashing. The food market's crashing over there. All the buildings are falling apart because China uses, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but there's this method of building. I'm sure you could find it. Just look up China construction.
And
Where
they
it's
really
everything is
think they're going to
concrete.
be the world superpower by
Mhm.
2050?
Dude, what? Dude, seriously, look up China Insider. I think I might have had him on a topic earlier. But
Okay.
he's really interesting. And there's a lot more devious shit going on down there. But yeah, when I watch those videos, I'm like, I'm not worried about China. I think we'll be all right. Because we don't have suicide factories. I think we're a little step up from there. Once you get to suicide factories, we got a problem,
Well, a
right?
lot of our fucking companies are what have the suicide factories. Apple and shit that's over there. That's where we get all their shit made. They put all the nets outside our factories. Now, don't get me wrong.
You're right.
Don't get me wrong. I still think it's a
You're right.
China problem, but it's also like, why are we, as United States companies, are we allowing that type of labor and environment, like hard environment working and whatever? Like, why, and work weeks and hours? Why are we allowing that? Well, the labor's cheap and we need it now. We're
They
greedy
have,
Americans, but
what do they have? They have the 9-12-6 program or 9-9-6 program. You work 9 to 9, 6 days a week. That's the average work week of a China. And also getting into a trade or something like that is in such high demand. Even being a delivery driver down there is considered a good job. So you work 9 to 9, 6 days a week. So 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and that's your schedule. And they make good money, but compared to what we would make if we did that same job, we in the United States, we'd be making, I think I estimated it's about like double, almost triple what they would, because they're scalable fields and shit. And mind you, all these positions are being fought for. Like you have to fight and be top of the class just to do this shit. Which is fucking crazy. It's crazy because someone in China Insider, somebody snuck a camera in and filmed what it's like working at one of those factories, and it is not it's not good work environments at all. But
damn, that's
you know,
fucked up.
and they call themselves a superpower.
Yeah, not really. Look like a super villain, really.
Paul, what's up with this Cold Ones made grog?
Yeah, have you
Alcohol?
seen that? Yeah, so
No,
Cold
what's
Ones.
grog?
Yeah, so Cold Ones came out with their own alcohol. It's called Grog, and it comes in flavors like grape. They have a different fruit, and it comes in like a can, like a soda can. They did their launch. They did like a soft launch where they had people in the area, fans, come even to try it for free, and then they did like a full launch where they sold it on their website. It wasn't on Cool Shirts because it's like a separate company. It's an
Can't sell
alcohol
that.
company. Yeah.
Mhm.
They sold it like on some website. It might just be Grog. I don't remember the website, but it's sold out like nearly immediately, I guess. And what it got me thinking, like in the future, what would Gutterball's like staple merch be? Like, if not like clothing, whatever, but like something unique, like alcohol or whatever. Like, what would we partner
Money.
on and have?
We're gonna print our own money.
Gutter Bucks?
Own currency base. Oh, be careful, dude, because the U.S. government catches wind of that. They'll do to us what they did to Mudamar Coffee. Like, we're done. We're gonna get leveled real quick. Do not
Guys,
print
we
money.
have a new we do a whole commercial. We have a new currency, Gutterbucks.
Yeah.
We both disappear.
You would.
Yeah, we both get disappeared.
Dumped off the fucking aerial lift
Remember
bridge.
that podcast that we used to listen to? Whatever happened to those guys? And they start looking up, there's like no obituary or anything. We just straight up fell off the face of the planet.
God. Yeah, what would we sell? See, I think it'd be kind of cool to have some type of snack cake always.
That's what I thought.
Like a candy bar or
yeah,
something.
I was literally thinking like a gutter bar or like I don't know, or something like that.
I think it'd be like gooey filled. I always have anything we're gonna do is gonna be goo filled. It's gonna explode in your mouth.
Yeah. Do we want it to like we want we want that goop to really get like coat the inside of your mouth, your stomach, everything. We want it to really we want you really
Obviously.
Satisfied. You know?
Yeah, obviously I wanted to do a run of limited edition once we get big, Gutterball bowling balls and pins. But they're like ultra rare, like for the real fans, you know what I mean? We'll sign them and whatnot.
I imagine us having not really a chocolate bar or a bar of any sort, but maybe like a snack cake. Like, you know, the is it the little what's the chocolate ones that got the white swirling on them?
They're just chocolate cupcakes, literally what they're called.
Yeah, so like I want something like that, but it's like a gutter cake and it's filled with like I don't know, green vomit,
gravel and dirt and something.
Yeah, it's filled with twigs and sticks and fucking rat feces too.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. How about Gutterball nose trimmer, Gutterball fingernail clippers, Gutterball massager? You know what I'm saying?
What about what if we made like Gutterball sex toys where like
that's what I'm saying.
Made like a little pin animated character that's a dildo and then like
oh my
Gutterball anal beads and they all have little faces.
Dude, we should do that. We honestly should look into that. I bet that one guy that makes the custom that guy on Instagram that makes the custom
flashlights,
whatever his name is. Yeah, we could hit that guy up. I bet he'd make it for us.
You think
he'd be down?
You think he'd make a Gutterball flashlight?
Yeah, I think you would.
Ultra rare, extremely hard to find.
And now we got Jackson and Paul pins, and they're just our pins with faces on
them.
That's
so fucked up.
That'd be so
That's so gross.
That's a limited run. You want to fuck your own face? That'd be terrible. How about Gutterball masks? Like we have masks of our face. Like kind of like the Max Payne one you have.
Yeah,
which is horrifying. It's like something a robber would wear.
Those listening, go look up Lazri, M. Lazri, I think, on Instagram. And this guy, there's no way these are real. I think he makes them, but he's got other posts, but scroll till you see fleshlights, and has got some horrifying, like he has a Thomas the Train one, the Scrub Daddy one.
Not safe for work, you know.
No,
but
I love how it always starts with like extremely rare, really hard to find, and then always ends with "don't sleep." That's like his thing. Yeah, don't sleep.
Like, rare. What do you? This didn't exist 10 minutes ago.
You made this.
You made it. He's got a Supreme one, like Bugs Life, like it's made by Pixar. Like, no, they didn't.
He's got a cherry pie with the catcher's tray. He calls it. It's got the aluminum rim, and he's like, "This was limited edition, only made for the producers on the set of American Pie," and it's like a pie you can fuck.
Yeah, it's like that one might be actually that one they could have made. That one's plausible, but the rest of them, nah, that ain't happening. But yeah, I think a Gutterball like snack cake.
Snack cake is good, or a dessert of some kind. I do think the sex toy would be funny, like anal beads and like fucking dildos or whatever.
I don't want to do a drink. I think drinks are overrated.
They're overdone.
A weed strain would be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Get guttered. Yeah, something just
guttered. Yeah. No, that would be a good strain name. Don't steal that. Take that. Yeah, no, strains. A good weed strain would be cool. But yeah, speaking of other alcohols, I haven't tried it, but Rush has dropped like 5 or 6 beers now in the course of like a couple years. They also have hard alcohol. I want to try those. Megadeth has their own whiskey. I tried the Slipknot one. It's not terrible, but there's like 3 or 4 variations. But I really want to get the Rush beer. I want to try that. Shipping so much though. For all that shit.
Well, go halvesies with you sometime. We could try it on the cast, like an in-person one. Would be a good time. One thing I want to touch on, since you mentioned like alcohol, my company I work for, since I've worked there, has since had 2 custom pale ales made, like for us, like branded cans and everything from like local breweries here, like our own recipe made. 2 different times, and I kept both 6-packs completely unopened in dry storage. I have them both still branded, perfect shape. Never tried them. And I don't like IPAs, so
I don't like alcohol. Yeah, the only alcohol I'll drink is a rush beer, and only then I'll take a sip and I'll be good with it, I think. But
yeah, alcohol's not for everybody, but I feel like as you get older, you will develop a taste for a certain thing or two. Like lately, dude, like I've wanted it, I haven't had any, but I've really wanted wine, and I've only had wine like twice. I've also really craved mead, that's why I want to go to the Renaissance fairs to just buy some mead, like some good homemade mead.
Yeah,
like what the Vikings drank. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
good.
I know it's
not good, but
I want to try it, but
it's not good, but I like it. I've had it before. Me and Ryan, our buddy that passed away, like a few months before he passed away, there's a picture of him and I sharing a bottle of fucking straight up mead. We both crushed it.
That's cool.
Drank the whole thing.
Back to alcohol. Yeah, no, I like alcohol in the sense that it is a social lubricant. And it takes that anxiety, like literally with like 2 shots and anxiety's gone.
Yeah.
But to me, because I know I have an addicted personality, I'd rather live with the anxiety than have something to cope with it. And honestly, if I don't drink, I learn to deal with my anxiety without a crutch. But sometimes when like especially at concerts or even like social events,
it helps you get a little loose, but just don't have too much. That's where it becomes a problem.
And I don't even want to see he actually. Sorry, we always talk about PKA, but when Kyle said this, it resonated so well with me, and especially with his take on weed and alcohol. He says, I don't want to drink beer and get a little buzz. I want to drink 12 beers and get fucked up, like right now. I want to go from sober to fucked up immediately. And that's how I feel about drugs and alcohol. So that's why I got to stay away from them. Because people are, like, even when we were talking about beer, I don't want to drink a beer. Why? I want to take 8 shots and be fucked up in the next 10 minutes and then go from there. You know, there's no reason to slow ball it up. So that's why I got to stay away from that shit, because I know I'll just drink too much. So can't get addicted if you don't drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
safe and sorry.
I get that aspect. I do actually like the taste of beer now. Do I go out and drink it? Am I the guy that goes and buys a 6-pack? No. Like, I think I've talked about this before. I'll buy like beer for a special occasion if I'm having a friend over, just because I know they like beer and maybe they drink more than me, and the rest of it will sit in my fridge for fucking months. I end up throwing it out or like opening all the cans and dumping them out because I just don't drink it.
Yeah, right. No, I'm sorry. I just read Paul's topic. It says leaving a trail of candy in Norway and catching someone on camera following it.
Yeah.
What are you, some rich leading people Johnson?
No,
like
I want to talk.
I
was gonna kind of save that one, but I do. Yeah, we could talk about that. So I was thinking of like, what are other funny things I could do in Norway that like won't get me in trouble there and aren't extremely offensive? And I always thought a funny thing would be when I get there to buy a bunch of Norwegian candy or something and like on the street leave a trail of it like into an alley or something, if alleys exist there. I don't know how their infrastructure is. And then like as soon as they get in, they'll be like, oh, you're on camera, like, are you following my candy trail? Like,
do that. Do not do that, because as soon as you lead a kid, you're going to jail.
No, I know. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yeah. A cop walks around the corner. What's going on here? I'm like, oh, I got the camera and start running.
What? Who do you trying to trap? Hansel and Gretel? What adult walks around and is like, ooh, candy? What is this, Adam West and fucking Family Guy? Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. It's like, it doesn't happen. Who's gonna do that? Do it with money, if anything. You should just
I'm out there. It's it rains there all the time. I'm out there for like hours, hoping somebody will follow the candy trail. I go walk out and it's all melted. Fucking.
What's your proclivity? What's your proclivity to doing it outside in Norway, but not in the United States? It's just funnier to do it in Norway.
I don't know. I just thought of like, what are funny things I could do?
Be a menace.
Yeah.
You just want to get arrested and put in foreign jail. That's the last place you want to be.
Norway's got really nice jails.
I know. Yeah. Right. They got really nice jails for everyone that's foreign to there.
Yeah.
Everyone else, if you're not from there, you're out, buddy. See you later. You're going to the fucking American jail.
No, dude, I think it would be really funny to be offensive there, but like I can't do. I'm there to represent the United States. I don't want to get in any fucking trouble I shouldn't be in.
You're not there to represent anybody. Represent the United States. If you go to North Korea, yeah, probably, but Norway's don't
Yeah, I
care.
go to North Korea. First thing I say is like, everybody fucking sucks here. It sucks here. America #1. And then like I just disappear. Like I'm just like never heard or seen from again.
First of all, as long as no one hears you say that, or actually as long as Kim Jong-un probably does it, because none of them speak English. They don't learn English. So I think you'd probably be good. I mean, I know, sure, some of them do, but as long as you don't say it to the wrong people.
I'm eating at like, I get there my first day, I'm eating at like if they have a cafe or some restaurant, I go to the first guy. This place fucking sucks. He just happens to speak English. What?
Oh, they don't even have grocery stores, let alone cafes or restaurants.
Well, they have fake ones in Pyongyang.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Not real. Cardboard. You ever had a cardboard apple? Not good.
It's not very nutritious. Fun fact. Yeah.
What offensive things can Paul do in Norway? Drop that.
No,
in the
not
comments.
No, like things that I can do that are funny that like maybe are offensive, but aren't like I'm not gonna get put in prison for it because I'm a foreigner visiting.
See, it is pretty offensive to film someone following candy, especially if they're fat. Like that's offensive. That's mean. That's mean as fuck. I don't know what you could do. Maybe you could do a fake mugging. Maybe you get like a fake mugged.
A fat guy does follow it, and I edit in trombone walking sound effects.
Yeah, then you get horrible. I don't think there's fat people in Norway though. I expect them all to be really skinny.
Yeah,
you should, Paul. So. You know what you really should do? Because you should look at the general like weight of like everyone else and go to Norway and see if you notice anything different. Like just pay attention to the weight of people before you go to Norway.
Oh, I already know they're going to be slimmer. Everybody I've met from there so far is like average weight. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little chubby, but nothing like crazy.
What's average weight? I know the average weight for a U.S. male is 190 pounds at like 5'10" or 5'9".
My example would be like our dad. He's never been fit, but he's never been fat. Well, I guess you could consider him fit, but you know what I mean. Like he's not.
I don't think he's either. I don't think he's fit or fat. I think he's just right in between. I don't think he's
his
fit.
Height, like it's
you gave him that 20-pound weight. He ain't lifted that up more than 10 times. I'm just saying. I'm not dunking on him, but I don't think he's ever been that guy. He's definitely that runner in him. But man, am I jealous of his metabolism? I don't know what's going on with that.
I know.
Why didn't I get it? Did we get it later? Did that happen later where it just kicks in or something?
Mine's horrible. I think Mary has it, and I think Weston.
Well, women just get it.
Yeah,
women just get handed that shit. Ben probably has it. I have to be careful though. You're real careful.
100%. But yeah, no, drop in the comments below. Is there something funny you'd like to see in my vlogging if I even get any done there? Because I'm really trying to stay positive, but I also when I get there, if it's just fucking batshit raining incredibly hard the whole time, and you know I got a rain cover and stuff for my camera, but I ain't gonna go crazy. Like the vlog might end up being 20 minutes, you know, like I'm not going to get bummed. If I realize I can't get a lot filmed like I want to, then it is what it is, you know.
I think you should just film if they're cool with it, everyone else, like not at the wedding. I mean, obviously Ricky probably wouldn't care, but like when you're walking around with your buddies and whatnot, just them bullshit. And I think if you just turned it on and walked, but yeah, don't get the camera wet and anything. Frankly, I'm not super worried about it, but man, like I would not trust the fucking. I assume you're gonna check it, right? Like so you put it up top and not in the. Below.
It's coming with me in my backpack onto the.
I was gonna say you don't want it in below the storage because I wouldn't trust them.
I got this camera bag that has like literally everything in here, and I've already like done what I can to waterproof it, and I have a rain cover for it. And I also have silica gel. It's those little packets that come in things you have to throw away. It says "Do not eat, throw away."
Oh,
it always comes in stuff. That's for like moisture. So you can buy a big silica gel like tray, and then it's the pellets in there are orange and they absorb moisture. When they turn clear in there, you can put that thing in the oven at 300 degrees and it dries it out. So I literally have a reusable big silica gel, and I'm gonna put that in my bag too in case any moisture gets in there. It wicks everything out. I've thought of everything.
Yeah, dude. Do you think you could toss some of those in my casket, preserve my body a little longer? Like, do you think that would work?
No.
Throw some silica gel packs in a casket. Yeah, with the amount, I think you could, the moisture would stay in a little longer. I think you'd be a little more spongy for a lot longer.
No, I think it would suck the moisture out of you because that's what it's meant to do.
Oh, it is? Oh, right, it is. I'm stupid.
So you'd be like, Like he'd be so shriveled.
Mummified me. Make me like beef jerky then. Put a
Yeah.
bunch of them in there. Just mummify me so
Somebody
quickly.
digs you up, starts to eat it. Man, he's really chewy. Like you're like,
Yeah, he's really
tough.
to my teeth.
Uh,
You know what? You know what I just watched? Yeah, I get started watching it. I watched 2 episodes, and I don't think I'm gonna continue watching it. Is Midnight Mass? It's a Netflix series. It's a horror series. It was recommended to me from somebody, actually a couple of different people. Heard about it on a podcast, and I told someone about it, and they said it was good. It is a horror series, a small one. It's like 6 episodes. I'm gonna give it a little longer, but my overall opinion on the first 2 episodes is only like 3 more, is that it's horse shit and nothing happens. But we'll see. Apparently, it's supposed to get scary as fuck, so I'm just holding in and hoping that it turns out good. But I've been really upset with that series. That's what I've been watching lately. It's just Midnight Mass, and then I started watching X-Files through the start again, and a little bit of Rick and Morty. Sprinkle that on top.
Oh, nice. Destiny and I have really been wanting to just buy Netflix because now that we can't use your guys's because of their IP thing. However, I found a workaround for that. Listeners out there, if you want to use your family's Netflix, and it's saying you're not part of the household, just don't view it on a phone or on a smart TV. If you view it on a computer, though, such as like hooking a computer up to a TV or just watching it on a computer, it doesn't flag. It just works.
You can just change it. Can't you change the IP if you wanted to, or like where you're located?
You would need like a VPN setup for specific. I think it uses a combination of things. I think they use a combination of device MAC addresses and IP addresses, and I would have to like set up my own like VPN server at mom and dad's house. Have I thought about doing that? Yes. Do I want to like go through all that work just to fucking watch Netflix? No. Like I would just pay the money.
$10 a month. I'm gonna run this landline and buy a VPN for $20 a month just so I can watch it. This would never pay off.
One thing I've been wanting lately, there are 2 things I've been craving lately. First of all, I'm really looking forward to that tattoo in Norway. I want some ink. I want more ink. But I also have been like kind of dipping back into gun tubers, like gun YouTube channels. And I want more guns so bad.
Me too.
Like I want the 3 guns on my mind that I just wish I owned right now. And people are going to be like, that's not practical. Why don't you get an AR? Not everybody needs an AR. I do want an AR at some point, but I don't have one yet. I want a Mini 14. Okay, which is basically an AR, but it's not. I want specifically the tactical one that's all tricked out, and then I want an SKS. You know what an SKS is? There's millions of those around. I can find an SKS for decent. And then I also just want Dirty Harry's 44 Magnum. I know I can get a 50 cal. I can get the 50. I want what Clint Eastwood model, the Smith & Wesson Model 29, I think it was. I want that revolver specifically. Those are 3 guns I want: handgun, 2 rifles. Any guns that's like, do you like do you want a gun eventually? Like, what stands out to you as like one of the first guns you want to own? And even if you don't know like make and model, is it like a shotgun? Do you want a pistol first, a rifle? If you want to go like super generic.
Each year as it goes on, they're just gonna get more and more expensive.
They are. It's so expensive right now.
No, this one is probably up to about 40,000. It's just the Uzi from the 90s, the OG automatic ones.
Yeah, you need so much to own those, though.
I know. That's why I want to get all those permits. Owned an Uzi from the 90s, dude, like OG, like that'd be fucking awesome. I would like
look into a Mac 11.
Because Mac 11 would be cool,
because it's better than the Mac 10. I think it's a Mac 11, and they were built better, and they're cheaper. Like an Uzi, like I think you can get a Mac 11 for like.
I don't care about the build and quality. I just want something that's old and cool and kind of a piece of history, because that was, obviously I want one of. You'd probably get the ones where they're like, we're gonna change the law, so they printed like thousands and thousands of them. But as the years go by, there's gonna get insanely expensive. But yeah, nothing there except until they make a ray gun. A rail gun would be cool as well. They won't let me have access to that though. Yeah, not really too keen on guns. I think a shotgun would be cool to own first, but obviously a handgun would be definitely fun. I just like to shoot guns. I think it's just fun to go to the cabin and whatnot. Ammunition is crazy though. So
oh, dude, tell me about it. Like the shelves are always cleared off. I do plan on going to shoot my handgun here in the fall, hopefully. Fuck, if I get a weekend to do so. I do want to go up and shoot that, and then, I don't know. Once I gather a few more guns, we'll do a Gutterball shootout video, and we'll just go up to the cabin, shoot some targets, bullshit, film it. Be a good time.
Yeah, what the fuck? Are you coming up for hunting season?
Yeah, but we can't go shooting guns during around hunting season. They don't like you. Hunters will get pissed because deers will not come into the area if we're just rattling off rounds a day before, a week before hunting season.
That's funny because I've seen Joe do this a dozen times. What is that, a Demogorgon? And he just shoots eight shots into the woods.
Yeah. Yeah,
fuck him.
But
at night, dude, everyone's shooting all day. Whatever. I get that. I'm not arguing with you.
I just don't want to be disrespectful to like other hunters. Yeah. Okay.
You know what this is? You know what this is?
Not trying to
see. I don't necessarily.
Whenever there's an argument and a dude has a gun, it never goes well. So like, I just don't want to get stuck.
Well, I have a gun too.
Oh, you say I can't shoot it? You just start shooting it more, and he's like, "You motherfucker!" And he is like, "You guys both draw."
Nah, dude. Honestly, bro, I again, fuck, man. This tie back to PKA. They had a video where they talked about that Pennsylvania shooting over the snow.
I hated watching that one.
First of all, I'm not talking about any more details. We're done. Don't look it up. Don't rewind. Do not look this up. I regret so hard watching that video because I literally sat there for 20 minutes.
Shit's so fucked up.
And just stared. I remember watching it because it's not violent. It's not gory. Just the screams of actually somebody.
Oh, it's violent. It's not gory, but it's violent.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah,
you might see some blood, but no gore. But it's violent.
You don't really see it. It's too blurry to be blood, but the sound of someone dying is fucked up, and I don't ever want to hear that again. And that video fucked me up. And I've never seen anything like that. And now even in television and TV shows, shit is fucked up. Like, I just don't want to see the blood and shit. I don't know. Disturbing. That fucked me up for a while.
I don't like watching people get shot and killed. I don't enjoy watching. Sure, when I was younger and edgy, oh man, check this out. But now it like affects me. What I've been getting a lot, people talking about Twitter stuff popping up being offensive now that Musk has owned it. Like it's less filtered. You see a lot more violence. Bro, I barely see that. I see more violence on Facebook and Instagram. Like Facebook lately and just private. That's the thing is I'm in private pages, so things aren't as like clamped down there. Like, less chances of people reporting it and getting taken down before I see it. But I've seen everything from gang violence lately, just people murdering each other in the street. Like the love triangle murder, where like I literally watched a dude walk up to a guy and girl. It was his ex-girlfriend. Shoot the guy in the back of the head, kill him. And then screaming at her. She's freaking out, obviously, because her boyfriend just died. It's the ex-boyfriend that walked up and does it. He's being irrational talking about it, and then he blows himself away right in front of her in the street. And so, like, now you have her ex-boyfriend and her current boyfriend both fucking dead. And before he kills himself, he puts another few rounds in him to make sure he's fucking dead. It's just fucked up. Like, I don't like seeing that shit. And it's really surreal when you see it on, like, a live public camera or something. Because it's real. Like, it's just, it's coming from, like, this is a perspective of, like, a camera up on the side of a building, and it's literally seeing all this shit go down,
On more positive note, this is fucked up. Even you describing that, Paul, made me sick to my fucking stomach. Yeah. I don't want to know about that. Fallout TV show, there's some leaks of that. Someone leaked some footage. I watched it.
Is Amazon doing it?
They are, yes.
Let's hope it's good.
I really, really am hoping it's good, dog. And the ghouls look like shit, first of all. They just look red.
They better
look
not
like red without noses.
They better not do what they did to the fucking whatever the Lord of the Rings show is. Better not be horrible.
Dude, if they make it some like social justice where they make the ghouls somehow human, which they're not, they make them like, I don't know, you gotta be nice to the ghouls. We have to have ghoul fucking pride. No, I kill ghouls. I shoot them in the face because they're gross and deformed. I don't like them. Get them out of here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be pretty pissed if they don't cast me as a ghoul.
Hey, smooth skin. Yeah, no. First of all, the ghouls do look dumb. Here's the things I want them to touch on for sure. I want them to touch on the Master and the Super Mutants because that's a huge part of the Fallout series that matters a lot. Super Mutants are a huge part of the game. So if they're gonna go that route,
Nightkin.
I want them Nightkin. Yeah, they're only in the Mojave as far as I know, and not really much farther. I want them to set it in a state that is one state away from one of the other Fallout games. Like if they do Washington, I want it set in Oregon or somewhere, or Montana. I don't want them to go foreign with it. I want them to just take everything from all the Fallout games and throw it in one. In a perfect world, they would just do Fallout New Vegas story because it's the best story out of all the games. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, I think they're doing their own story, not based off the games. But I really don't think they should do that. I think they should pull a lot of story from the games and maybe mash them together. But um, yeah, there's a lot to add to that game. There's a lot to do, and there's so many fans that you got to be real careful about how you approach this because, like we've seen, Paul, we've been let down dozens and dozens of times, maybe not that many, by video game
Oh,
adaptations. So,
100%.
um,
Yeah, you're
just
totally
hope
right
it's
about
good.
that. If they were to say per se make a Fallout New Vegas 2 video game, like Bethesda's making it from scratch, you're making a new one. Would you want to see New Vegas when it became New Vegas, like a prequel to first New Vegas, or would you like to see New Vegas hundreds of years later after
Okay.
the events of first New Vegas?
So first, if I think I'd want it after, but if you
Same.
follow the events of the game in 20 years, the Mojave is fucked because the gas from the Sierra Madre is going to make its way there in the next couple years, and all the tunnelers make their way over there in the next couple years. So the
Yeah.
Mojave is going to get fucked soon because if you do the bad end, and I believe it even shows the gas comes, it kills everybody, and then the tunnelers come and kill everybody from the Lonesome Road, and then the natives and shit come over from over there, from the Honest Hearts, and
Yeah.
they start killing shit. So if you play the story out, you can tell that it's not going to end well for the Mojave, and I would really like to see that. There is a mod called Dust, which deals essentially exactly with that. It's the Sierra. It's just has the dust come in, and then it has the tunnelers and everything that's supposed to happen to the Mojave after the courier. Um, but what I would like them to do is maybe just the same exact timeline, like do the courier but 5 years after, and or maybe the courier is not even there. The events of the courier don't matter. It didn't happen. It's so maybe it's 5 years before the courier, but because I still like that perfect time zone they got in there. But then again, if you did that, you're gonna have the same characters. It's like Yes Man's there or the Elvis. But obviously, you might not meet them, but you know what I mean.
I would like to see it at maybe 100 years later or something, but I'd like them to somehow write something in that prevents the gas, but everything else still happens. Like
Mhm.
maybe something happens and the gas doesn't spread, but I do agree. I think it'd be cool to see like them come in from the Grand Canyon and all this other crap that happened. But I just think the gassing obviously kills it, right? Because if that just sweeps the Mojave, everything's gone. But if they were to
Mhm.
somehow write that out or something happened or prevented that, I'd be really interested in it.
Mhm. I don't think they need to do a Fallout New Vegas 2. I think they just need to
No,
remaster it. And what they
they
need to
need to
do,
remaster it.
if you've seen the cut content list, it is like a mile long. They need to remaster it, add all the cut content because they couldn't add it because they didn't have the technical abilities. Now they do. Add all the cut content that'll literally be like 20, 30 plus hours of gameplay, new mechanics, new guns, all that. They originally wanted to do three different characters. They wanted to do a playable human, ghoul, and super mutant. But obviously you couldn't do that back then. If they did that and remastered it and just gave Obsidian the golden ticket,
Yeah,
do whatever you want, it would be the greatest Fallout of all time, and I know it would. And Bethesda still won't admit, like even
they're both
when they
technically
talk,
owned by Microsoft now.
yeah, even when they talk, Bethesda talks about in the press conference, they're like, we're not going off of Fallout 3 or Fallout 76 or Fallout 4. They never mention New Vegas because they know the fans love that one more than anything they've ever made. And they're pissed. I
Yeah,
know they're mad. Todd Howard is a sniveling little cunt, and he's so mad about it. He won't give it. I know it's not obviously probably his decision,
yeah.
but he just they won't give over the ownership to
Everybody
them.
knows that New Vegas is the best of the Fallouts, and I can see an argument for Fallout 3 being the best.
It's good, but
But it's not
pales in
the
comparison.
story is so much better in New Vegas, like, and
Hmm.
that's where it beats Fallout 3.
Yeah, it's a lot of ways. I think Fallout 3 is a little. Actually, they both hold their darkness, but yeah, great
What do
games
you
if you
mean
haven't played them.
darkness?
In terms of just portraying the Mojave as what it is, a desolate wasteland
Oh
of
yeah,
fucking
well,
gore
Fallout
and all
3,
that.
everything's a shade of green, and Fallout New
It
Vegas,
is.
everything's a shade of orange. It's all they just like put a filter over everything.
No, I just you know how
I get
like
what you mean.
evil the
Yeah.
universe is, and then Fallout 4 is
Fallout 3 is just depressing to be. That world's just depressing to be in.
yeah. Fallout, okay, it's suppressing the being, but Fallout New Vegas, if you read all the terminals and talk to people, that's what makes it depressing to be in.
Oh yeah,
The
but
other
the
thing is
music's what
walking.
keeps it upbeat.
It is, yeah, it does, yeah. As long as you have the radio. This is Misty New Vegas, and if someone doesn't love you, I do, or whatever he
Yeah,
says,
yeah, yeah.
makes you feel good. Like guys, if they need to have a radio, radio personality for sure in the Fallout because they had Mad Dog In Fallout 3, they had that retard in Fallout 4, Travis, and then in New Vegas, they had Mr. New Vegas. So they have to have a radio personality. I think it'd be great. And don't show him at all. Just have him the
I love
personality.
Mr. New Vegas.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
Bring him back. No character model for him.
God, I wish I could remember exactly what he says, some of his lines, but they're so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. He just says like shit about like
he's
likes
like,
you.
If you're
he's
looking
like
for somebody to love, he's like, don't worry, I love you. You know, like like a classic radio personality.
This is Miss, and he'll also comment on the shit that happens in game.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
this is Mr. New Vegas. It seems some mailman has blown the head off of Mr. House.
Yeah.
Well, now that ain't good at all.
Yeah.
I got Spurs. That jingle jangle, and it starts playing.
Yeah. I know this has been on our topic list for a while. I figured we can just get it out of the way. Zits and acne. Do you get it? And what helps you combat that? And I know this was a question you had on there.
Can I take the lead on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll let you go. Because I have one right here, and it sucks. But I haven't had them in a while, honestly. And I just got an outbreak this last week, which sucks. But normally I don't get them this bad. But one thing I do get an acne for these younger kids, I guess, maybe in their 20s, 18, you're going to get zits. That sucks. A lot of people don't. Some people do. I just happen to be genetically fucked, and I do get them.
I get them.
You got to wash your sheets. You got to wash your face every night and work out consistently and eat a good diet of stay away from the sugar and the greasy foods, because I'm 100% can track an outbreak from how much sugar and how much grease I have that day. Like if I eat bacon or something, even if I wash my face, I know if I eat like 6 pieces of bacon, I'm going to get an outbreak the next day somewhere, and it sucks. So I have to be really careful about that. Just wash my face, all that jazz. I wrote that a long time ago just because I was so self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
But now I don't give a fuck because
I don't care.
One,
either.
Most of the people I work with, they have a little bit of acne because they're all my age. But two, have you ever, except for maybe in school, and this never happened to me, people don't just come up to you and make fun of you, or people don't make fun of people behind their back. Paul, when was the last time you saw someone look like something and you talk shit behind their back? Never. Probably months, because they're not an asshole.
No.
I don't see someone with zits on their face and go to my coworker and be like, oh, did you see there's zits on his face? No, because we're not an asshole. So as long as you just get out of your own world and just
kids are different. They can do it.
Kids are different. Yeah, if you're in school, oh yeah, dude, you're getting dunked on by me personally. I'm just kidding. No, I got made fun of them. I made fun of kids for it. It sucks. But once you get into the real world, you realize it doesn't matter. But the one thing that I hate about zits is it makes you look juvenile and more younger than you are. Yeah. And people don't take you as seriously, I think. And I really think that's a thing.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because also I'm just 21 and I am a little kid. I guess I'm a little kid, not really, but I'm pretty young. And I guess these the adults I work with, they take me more seriously now, which is nice. But if I'm gonna have zits, I'm just like, I don't know. No, I don't get bud. I never get bud anymore. We're good with the bud. That's done. You pass a certain age where people stop calling you bud, because then it makes you violent. But yeah, zits and acne, it really sucks. You just got to keep on it. Wash your face, wash your sheets once a week, motherfuckers. Keep up on that. I just wash mine.
I never knew about the sheet thing. I do wash my face twice a day, or like obviously shower in the morning, so it kind of gets done there. And so as far as like, I've always dealt with acne. I feel like it's kind of in our genetics. That's kind of the reason why I have been keeping the beard, dude, is I just get such bad outbreaks around my chin and around my lips. Now though, it doesn't look bad because I usually don't shave clean unless I know it's like looking good, because I hate seeing that. I get them around here. I get them, I hate the ones around the nose edges here. I get them real bad. So bad. They hurt. But with that being said, I've tried so many products throughout the years. Now, have I went on one of those crazy, like prescribed, chemicals that you can get from a doctor?
Take for life.
Once or twice I have. But it was like a white cream that it wasn't a super crazy one. It wasn't like that one that they used back in the day that was literally like burn your face. But, and I've tried that stuff. And the problem is it would dry my skin out so much, especially in winters up here when it's super dry. It would dry it out so bad that at one point, Jack, I got angular colitis. Do you know what that is?
Oh, what is this? Some type of herpes?
That's when my skin around my lip edges here got so cracked that it split.
Oh, I've had that.
I had scabs here that I would talk and it would rip open and I'd bleed.
Sure that wasn't herpes?
It was angular colitis.
That
And
sounds like HIV.
and I know it is because I applied the cream around those areas. I didn't know, and then I told my doctor after I looked it up, I'm like, I gave myself fucking angular colitis because this shit just dries you out and like really affects like, you know, and this is a sensitive area.
I've had that. I've had that happen, yeah.
Yeah, and so anyways, with that being said, I've tried so many things throughout the years over the counter. What I've gathered is some things do work, but I feel like over time, even if you're consistent, they stop working. So I don't think I'm crazy. Like one thing I used to use a lot was called Neutrogena on the spot. It comes in this, I still have some. It comes in this white little tube and you only need a little bit. It's called on the spot for a reason. Cause I don't got that bad, like, you know, pothole acne some people got, right? Where literally their cheeks are caked. You know, those people where it literally just looks like they're in pain. Like it's bad. I don't have that, thankfully. But I do get the occasional breakout of a few zits in one area or zit here and zit here, where on the spot is useful for that. It's what, you know, you take a little thin layer of it. It can last you a while and you just put it on the spot. You do that 2 to 3 times a day. Do it in the morning, do it in the evening, maybe do it once throughout the day if it's something really bad and you're really trying to get rid of it quick. That stuff works if repeated use, right? Another thing I tried is Neutrogena. They have an AM and a PM treatment. There's a red tube, like a squeeze tube for the AM treatment. You put that on in the morning. They say you can put it on around like midday too if you want. And then the PM treatment, which comes in like a little squirt bottle. They both are like a bright red AM, PM. And you put the PM on after, you know, obviously right before bed. And one of them is for like really breaking down the oils. The other one's for really getting rid of the redness and like making, you know, smoothing your skin and not having scarring from it. That stuff works really well in a 2-part if used consistently. Okay, that's the consistency is key with all this shit. Now, I know this is kind of a tangent, but there may be a listener out there that has acne problems that, you know, maybe one of these products will work. The one I have been using lately, and it's because of what I found on Reddit, it's called Stridex, or Stridex. Fun fact, it's made by the company that makes Blistex chapstick, you know, Blistex. So Stridex... Blistex. Yeah, shout out. Yeah, Blistex sponsor us, please. Stridex comes in this little like container this big, and it's 100 or like 99 of these little thin pads that are think of like when you buy Clorox wipes, you know how they're saturated in juice? You get these little face wipes that are circular, like a half moon shape, and they're soaked in like this acne treatment. Well, I've been using these. Now, people have really complained, oh, they're super sensitive. They'll really make your skin dry. Like it'll really fuck you up if you use them when you first start out. Be careful. When I started, I was careful. I was using one of them every other day to wipe my face. You know, the whole face, wherever anything's affected. Yeah. And it didn't dry me out at all. Now I'm using it like 2 times a day. It doesn't dry me out. You might be different. Just be careful with it because it can cause some irritation, especially if you're using another acne treatment. This stuff has been working, which is why I shave my face. These Stridex wipes. And also, too, touching your face is a big thing. Avoid it, but...
Yeah, I touch my face a lot, but mostly it's like up here because I have the hair and it makes it itch all the time. That's why I have zits over here.
Yep, I get some
go away
too.
So do you get acne or do you get zits? Because a big fucking difference. I get zits, thankfully.
Both.
See, I don't get acne, which
I get
I'm
like
blessed
actual
with.
acne, like bumps and breakouts sometimes.
My cure is I just got to squeeze it out and wait because this one's gone. It's just a spot left over. It's gonna take months, not months, like a week or two. It sucks because anything below my nose takes an extra 2 weeks from everything above my head.
Yeah, yep.
Everything in your head, dude, it goes away. This thing right here, these will be gone tomorrow. It's just crazy because I know they will be, which sucks because I hate having things on my face. But I guess if you wear makeup, just a little makeup, and you're good to go. I don't wear it regularly. But yeah, wash your sheets. Also, pay attention to how much you're working out because I know why I'm getting a breakout too. My T levels have gone up because obviously when you work out, your T levels are just going to go up. Yeah. So at least for men. Women, I don't know. You're a different breed.
But the Stridex, though, I think there's like 3 different colors. I specifically started with the red bottle. There's, I think, a green one and a blue or a yellow, maybe.
Are they different flavors or?
No, I think they're meant for specific types of acne, I think. Or like, mine's like.
They are different. But they are different flavored though.
It does not smell or taste good because like you know how like you can lick the side of your lip and I had it applied around here and I was like, oh, like it doesn't taste like a chemical. It doesn't taste good. Like I had just eaten something and it was later in the evening and I was like, oh my God, I don't really like that.
That was like me at work the other day, dude. Cause so you guys ever put on deodorant and then you put on your shirt and it like rubs off on the shirt?
I do that when I put shirts on.
Yeah. I have to be careful. I have to be careful. I keep my arms tucked in. Yeah. But if I don't, sometimes I'll like wipe it off and I'll lick my hand and go like this. And I did that the other day and I got the deodorant in my mouth and I was nauseous for like half the day because all I could taste was deodorant. And I'm just like, oh, they're like, what are you wrong? I'm like, I got deodorant in my mouth. They're like, how? I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. It was so foul, dude. Ugh. That made me sick. So I know that shit's potent for sure.
You should walk into the deodorant aisle at Target, take a bite out of one and spit it, and put the cap back on.
Dude, while I'm on shift, dude, there's so many funny. I do shit like that, honestly. But buying a dildo there would be so funny.
Yeah,
don't incriminate myself.
They sell dildos there.
Yeah, dude, isn't that crazy? They don't sell dildos. They only sell vibrators because you can't Actually, no, they do sell dildos and vibrators. I forgot. They don't sell masturbators because men's sex toys, that's bad. You can't have it. Women, they can have all they want. That's cool. Yeah, dude, isn't that crazy? I remember there's a box of them that like fell and like spilled open, and I'm like, are those fucking dildos? And there's a box of dildos. I'm like, where do we sell these? And they're like, aisle G49, whatever it is. I'm like, fuck me, that's disgusting.
As a great man, Filthy Frank once said, aka now Joji is his most popular name. He once said somewhere along the lines of like, how come when a girl buys a vibrator or dildo or any type of sex toy like an anal beads, it's cute, it's quirky, it's fun, but no, when a guy goes out and buys the Mega Masturbator 5000, it's a problem. He's a freak. Like that's literally how it's seen. Like
when I buy the Super Sucker 3000 with over 5,000 rotations per minute with over 6 sensor modules on it, I'm a freak. I'm a weirdo. Whatever.
Well, Jackson, it's about an hour and a half in here. Do you want to wrap it up, call it a show? I think we had a really good Gutterball 63. I don't know about you, but I thought it was great.
I think it was fantastic. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. Last episode's views have gone up. YouTube views have gone down, but TikTok has gone up. Like and comment ratio on TikTok has been going nuts. So nice, I really appreciate y'all TikTokers out there. You tick and talking my way to the grave. No, but I love y'all. Instagram's been slacking a little bit. We're trying to get that back on the forefront, but it doesn't matter because this is what the fuck we do, Oh shit, real quick. We got an awesome guest for y'all. I'm not going to say who it is. We got an awesome guest for y'all September 14th. So stay tuned for that. We got 2 really people joining us. That's going to be really cool. And I hope to get a lot more guests in the next couple of weeks for y'all because we've been slacking on this. So that's all I got for you, Paul. I'll let you take it.
Sweet.
Thanks for watching,
everybody. Y'all. Quick reminder, like, comment, subscribe, especially comment. I want to hear everything we talked about in the cast where I said to go drop something in the comment. Pick one of those and drop something in the comments. Call me an idiot. I don't care. Anyways, that was 63. Yeah, okay.
63.
Yeah, it was Gutterball 63. Have a good weekend. Yay!